Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Shop My Stash. So here's all the products I used in last week's Shop My Stash. So everything in here I tested out, and then I can tell you guys my final thoughts and opinions on and whether or not they're actually going to stay in my collection. So of course the first thing is my color switch, which you guys probably know for sure that this is definitely not going anywhere. I love my color switch. The next thing is the Tarte Double Duty Beauty. This is called the Base Tape Hydrating Primer, so you can't even see what I'm doing. So that's the Base Tape hydrating primer. I really like this. It's not like real thick or anything, but it definitely does help with moisturization. Ignore my nails, guys. I've been crafting and I actually ripped part of my nail off when I was crafting, so it looks terrible, I know. So anyway, I really like this primer. I think it works really well for my dry skin. I think if you have dry skin, perhaps even normal skin, I think you would enjoy this primer, so definitely keeping that one. The next thing is from Smith & Cult. So this is the Smith & Cult Veiled Threat Weightless Micro Blurring Foundation. This foundation looks so beautiful on the skin. I will say it does settle in around my laugh lines a little bit. Nothing extreme, but if once it starts to do that, all I have to do is take my finger and kind of tap in that area, and it really disappears and there's no issue whatsoever. So I really like this. I think it works really, really well. So for me, I think this is a really good foundation. It looks good on the skin. It looks like when you first put it on, it doesn't look that great. Then after about an hour of wearing it, your skin starts to look just like skin, but perfected skin. So really like this. I would say it's more of like a medium coverage. I don't think it's full coverage whatsoever. It's not light. It's definitely more medium. So really do like this foundation. I'm definitely keeping that in my collection. Then we have the Fenty Beauty. This is their bronzer. This is the Shady Biz, I think. Yeah, Shady Biz bronzer. So here's what it looks like. You guys know I've been using the crud out of this. Look, it looks like you can see pan a little bit in there. Am I mistaken, or is that like, what? Holy smokes. I think this might be so one of the things I've only hit pan on like so fast. Look how cool. I mean, like I can see some indentation there. Do you guys see that? I definitely see something going on there. But this bronzer works so well for me. I would love to purchase another one once I run out of this one, because this is the bronzer I feel like does a fantastic job for my skin. It just looks so natural in the skin, but yet it still makes your skin look bronzed and beautiful. So I absolutely love that. Then we have the Anastasia Norvina. This is the Norvina 3 palette. So I'm going to push that over. We're going to put this out here. Maybe. See if I can do it with one hand here. Alright, so here's what the palette looks like. The palette colors are absolutely gorgeous. I really love all the colors in here. I think that all the colors are absolutely amazing. My favorite shade out of the entire palette, I'll be honest with you, is this one right here. I couldn't figure out where my finger was. This one right here. It just looks so beautiful as like a lid color. It looks beautiful as a brow bone highlight. I love that one. Everything in here works really well though, and you can tell I definitely tried everything out. You can see where I've dipped into everything. I've tried everything out. The only one I didn't try is this one right here and this one and these two actually. So, but everything else I tried, and that's a lot for a week. I tried a lot of different ones out of here. I love the greens. I love the yellow right here. This yellow works really, really well. Like if you're using an orange look and go on over top of that and put a little bit of the yellow, it looks beautiful. So this palette for me is fantastic. The only thing I wish it would have, okay, here we go. I wish it would have a black. That would be really awesome, so you can deepen up some of the colors. I wish it had a matte like cream color. That's the only two things I wish it had. Other than that, I feel like it's a really awesome palette. But if you have a major collection of makeup, you have a black, you have a cream color, so it's not that huge of a deal. So other than that, I think it's a really, really good palette. I will be doing a full swatch of all 3 palettes for you guys in a video very soon. Alright, so let's push that over. Now we're to the Dior. This is the Dior Show Backstage. What is this called? The Glow Face palette. So here's what it looks like. It looks like this, and this I've been using quite a bit as well. You can tell that when I really love something, I use quite a bit of it. And I love these highlights because I feel like the highlights just work so well on my cheeks. They work really well as an inner corner highlight. I just think it's a really, really nice highlight. It's not super poppy, and it doesn't have a whole lot, doesn't have any kind of like glitter or anything like that in there. It's just a very nice smooth texture onto your skin. I really like this palette, so it's definitely staying in my collection as well. Then we have the Sigma blush. So this is the Sigma blush in the shade Corte Rosa. So it's just a very neutral looking blush. There's nothing real fancy about it or anything. I honestly don't think that you would be like hard pressed to find one that looks exactly like this. I think there's going to be tons of other blushes that look exactly like this, but I do enjoy it, so I'm going to keep it in my collection. Then of course we have my Holy Grail Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This concealer is the best concealer I could recommend to anybody that has dry skin. I think if you have dry skin, this is going to be the best thing for you, so love that. Then we have the Laura Mercier. This is the translucent setting powder. This setting powder works really well for me still. I find that it works good with dry skin. I find that it doesn't look cakey or anything, but I do go in very, very light-handed. I don't ever go in heavy-handed with any of my powder, so I love this powder. I think it works really well for me. So this is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. So I really like that. Even works under my eyes, so in case you were curious. Then we have the Iconic London. This is the, what is this called? Sculpt and Boost Eyebrow Cushion. So there's what it looks like on the back. And then here's what it looks like on the inside. You get a little cushion thing in here, and you get a little toolkit. And the little cushion is duo shaded, so you get a lighter and a darker. So it works really well if you're trying to shade your brows in to make them look a little bit more natural. I will tell you guys, you have to be very careful when you're using this, because you can go in super heavy-handed and then it's going to look terrible. It's going to look like you drew markers on your eyebrows. So just go in with a very light hand and just kind of like tap the strokes in, and think it works really well like that. So I love this though. This is something I really enjoy. I just got to make sure that I'm very careful when I use it. Then we have the Tarte. This is the Tarte, what is this called? The Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Concealer. I don't like this. This is way too thick. It's too cakey for me. If you have dry skin, don't use anything super thick, because it just accentuates your dryness. It accentuates your fine lines. So this is way too thick for me. So this is actually getting decluttered. Then we have the Hourglass. This is the Caution Mascara. This is the one my friend Lashes Tony XO sent me. I really like this mascara, but this is, I think, had its day in the sunshine. Now it's time to go to the garbage, because it's starting to not work very well for me. And I know when I first got it, it worked really, really well, but I used it a lot, so I think it's time to go. So I'm going to be putting that in my empties. Then we have the Bare Minerals. This is the 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Cream Eyeshadow. This did not work very well for me at all. It made my skin look scaly. I kind of look like I had snake skin on my eyelid, so that's not attractive. So I don't like this. I'm going to be passing or getting rid of that as well. We have two other products in here. We have, sorry, my arm got in the way. I big old arm. We have the Marc Jacobs lip product, and it's really cool because right here it kind of looks like a lip gloss. But when you pop the lid off, it's not. It's actually a lipstick. And this is so hydrating. You can tell I was using quite a bit of this as well. I really love this lips product. And somebody had mentioned that I had only pulled one lip product. I'm not a huge lip product fan, so for me, if I have something that's going to work and it's super simple, that's fine. I love that. So it worked really well. Then we have the Urban Decay Psychedelic Sister. This is their 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This works really well. It doesn't like smudge or budge and leave my waterline, so I really enjoyed that as well. So wait a minute, I'm getting things mixed up. These gotta go, these gotta stay. Now for this week, instead of shopping my entire stash, I am going to be pulling a separate palette, but I'll just talk about that later. So for now, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to use all these Milani products. So I have all these sitting in this little basket here, but these are the Milani products that I found recently that I had in my collection that I haven't really played with. So we have the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. I know I've never tried this, so I'm excited about trying that. Then we have the Milani, this is the Prep and Brighten Rose Face Oil. So rose oil is actually really good for your skin, and it's like drugstore, so we'll have to see how good that is. Then we have the Milani Make It Last. Wait a minute, the lid popped off. The Milani Make It Last Setting Spray, and I think this is more for hydration. It says Prime, Correct, and Set. I don't know, 16 hours it says, so either way I'm going to try that out. Then we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect not primer, but concealer. So I'm going to try this out as well. And then I have this in here, and I'll have to pull in my stash because I think I have this, but I'm not positive. I have this one in O2 Natural. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. So I'm going to try this out. These are not new products, you guys. These are things that have been out for a little while, but I just really want to give them a shot. While all these new products are coming out, it's time to go back to some older things. Even though I haven't used these, they have been in my collection for a little while. This is the Milani Baked Powder Blush in the shade Luminoso. So here's what it looks like. Maybe. All right, so there's what the shade looks like. It's a really pretty shade, so I'm excited about using that as well. Then we have the Milani Pure Passion palette. So let me show you what this looks like. It's hard to do these things one-handed, guys. I need to grow an extra hand. That would be awesome. All right, so here's what the palette looks like. It reminds me a lot of the Stila palette, so I'll have to see how good this is. It's like a perfect color combination for the fall, though. So either way, I think it's going to work great for me, so I'm going to use that. Then we have a Milani blush palette. So this has got 3 different blushes in here. This is called the Milani Flowers of Love Rose Day Powder Blush. So I'm going to use this for this week as well. Then I have the Milani Intense Bronze Glow palette. So this is for face and body powder. So, oh my gosh, I about dropped it. This one is huge. Look how big this pan is. Those are ginormous. Now, when I did swatch this, this seems a very shimmery, like very shiny. So I'm not sure I'm going to love this as a bronzer, to be honest, for my face. For my body, that's a different story. It might work really well. Then we have another blush type of thing. I don't know if this is blush or not. What is this? The Shimmering Face Palette. So I think this is like just a highlighting palette. So here's what it looks like. It has several different, oops, I just stuck my finger in it. Has many different shades in here that look all shimmery. So I'm excited to see how these work out for highlighters. So we'll have to see. Any good or are they bad? Then we have a lip product by Milani. This is called the Milani, I have no idea, Color Statement Lipstick in Pretty Natural. So here's the color. The color is actually really pretty. So I'm excited about using that as well. All right. And then we have another bronzer, which thank goodness I bought one that's more matte. So this is a bronzer here. This one would definitely be more for my face. The other one would be more for my body. This one is called the Sunkissed Eclat Silky Matte Bronzer. So I'm excited about using this one for my face because the other one, I don't think so. Then we have 2 more products in here that I'm going to be using, and if anything else I'm missing, which I may, like I said, pull another eyeshadow palette from my collection that's new that I might want to try out. Then we have the Milani eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to use that as well. And then the Milani, what is this called? Easy Brow. So we have an Easy Brow product as well. So all of these products I'm going to be testing out for this week. So there's everything right here sitting on my desk, and then there's things behind here that I used last week. So I think we have quite a few things that we get to try out, but we also have some pretty fun things. And this is a more affordable selection that we get to test with this week. So I'm excited. Let me know if you're excited. I'm going to pause you guys, and I think I'm going to go over to the basket and pick out one more palette to go with this, because this is a very neutral palette, I feel like. And I think we could pull a little bit more of a poppy one. So hang tight. Okay, so when I come over here, the first one I noticed is the ColourPop So Jaded palette. I don't know if this is in stock anymore, but I really want to use this one. So I'm going to take this, we're going to walk it over to my desk, and we're going to use this one for this week as well. But I'm going to open it up and show you guys what it looks like. So let me show you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was like, where do I open it at? Maybe. Uh-oh. My desk is getting stained. I don't know how. No makeup. Can't be doing it, right? So here's what the palette looks like. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at those colors. So pretty. I love that teal shade. That teal shade calls my name for sure. That army green shade is gorgeous. Those glitters look a little scary, but I'm sure they're fun. Either way, I'm going to use this one as well as the Milani palette this week. So that is everything I'm going to be using for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Shop My Stash. Let me know, are you using your makeup products as well? What is your favorite product you've used this week? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.